Hello, I'm There's Luke Cartographer, and this is the 6th video in my Fallout 76 Steel Rain coverage. In this video we're going to be going through all of the content as a follower of Knight Shin, rather than all the other 5 videos where we were a follower of Paladin Romani. So, let's go ahead and talk to Russell Dorsey. I'm actually not going to show you anything unless we're directly interacting with Knight Shin, or unless it's something that's specifically related to being on Knight Shin's side.
Resources, Romani. We already lost too many to the super mutants. Send any more out, and Fort Atlas is unprotected.
It's a risk we have to take for the people of Appalachia.
You're like a broken record, but the facts still haven't changed. Do you have something to report, Initiate? Romani and I were just discussing the patrol schedule.
This is far more important than a patrol. We're talking about people's lives. What do you need, Initiate?
Initiate Dorsey sent me. There have been more super mutant attacks across Appalachia.
You see, we've wasted time sitting on our thumbs already.
I didn't think this would happen so soon. If at all. Fine. We can't let the mutants run rampant. But I will lead a squad personally to track down where they're coming from.
And where do you plan to look? Spending time on a meaningless chase will leave countless homesteads unprotected against the mutants.
Foundation thinks the mutants are coming from uncanny caverns.
And that's where we're headed.
You're splitting our forces, Shin. Isn't that exactly what you wanted to avoid?
So long as the rest of the Initiates stay here, Fort Atlas will be well defended. It takes two to create a conflict, Romani. You're gonna have to make some compromises from now on. We don't have any more time to waste. Initiate, I need you to brief Initiates Norland and Houston to come along on this mission. You're coming too. You'll be a good example to the other Initiates. Let's show them how the Brotherhood handles threats.
I'll go brief the Initiates.
They should be here in Fort Atlas. Keep the introduction short. We need to get to the caverns as soon as possible.
Alright, so yeah, that was definitely different from last time. He was actually praising me just there.
Ad Victorium, Initiate. Now that everyone's here, let's go over the plan. Foundation reported super mutant attacks potentially originating from this location. We're here to determine if those claims are founded. And if so, eliminate the threat. We'll advance information. Immediately report anything you see out of place. Are we understood?
I'm ready to go.
Copy.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Move out.
Interesting, they're carrying different weapons than they were last time. Alright.
Some regular wildlife here. Seems like the super mutants would have cleared that out.
It's too early to judge. We've barely breached the entrance.
Well said. Let's keep moving forward.
Hey, look. We could take a team photo. The Fort Atlas Spelunkers, ready for action.
Stay focused, Houston. This is no time for jokes.
Initiate Norland is right. Follow his lead.
Right. Sorry. Never mind.
Okay. Alright, floater's down. Let's talk to Shin.
This appears to be a dead end. There's some gore here. I'd say the mutants have left their mark. Initiate, what's your read on this location?
Those floaters we fought are mutants too. They're often found with super mutants.
So it's likely there are still super mutants nearby. Good call, Initiate. Let's do a thorough sweep of the room. There may still be a way forward.
Roger. I'll take the far side.
Excellent initiative, Norland. The remaining 2 of you, stick together and cover this area. Be sure not to miss anything. Effective reconnaissance can mean the difference between life and death.
Right. I'll try my best. I mean, I'll be thorough, Knight, sir.
Okay. Alright, so we've scattered the 2 ways forward. Let's talk to Shin. We might actually be able to get some content that I didn't see last time, because I
Anything to report?
moved forward too quickly. There's a crevice in the wall over there. Someone without power armor could squeeze through.
I see. In that case, I might send the others to scout ahead. I suspect there's still more to see here. Did you find anything else?
If we clear the rocks up ahead, we should be able to proceed along the path.
We should take a cautious approach to that. One wrong move, and we could all get trapped inside.
That's everything I found.
Understood. Everyone, we need to cover as much ground as possible, and the threat level so far has been minimal. Initiates Norland and Houston. See if you can squeeze through that crevice and report what's on the other side. Initiate Norland, you take point. Stay in radio contact, and pull back as soon as you encounter danger. You may be eager to serve the Brotherhood, but being a good soldier is also about knowing your limits. Move out.
Roger. I'll make the Brotherhood proud, sir.
You mean all by ourselves? Oh, okay. Got it. I mean, yes, sir.
You'll stay with me and find a way to clear the cave-in.
Alright, here's the stuff that we missed last time. Any ideas on how to clear the way?
I'd look around for some kind of tool. Preferably not the destructive kind. If we're lucky, the rocks may even be loose enough to dig out by hand.
You seem protective of the other initiates.
As their superior officer, it's my job to keep them safe. This is also Initiate Houston's first real mission outside of Fort Atlas. Her success is my responsibility.
Is it really a good idea to send them off on their own?
Initiate Norland is highly capable, and I trust him to handle any situation that arises. But from what we've seen so far, I don't suspect there will be significant danger.
Alright, I'll go move those rocks.
Don't do anything reckless. I need all of us to get out of here in one piece.
Let's go move those rocks and find out how Norland's already dead. Well, probably not technically yet, but he's going to be very soon. Alright.
Those mutants must have gotten trapped inside sometime after the attacks. If this passage wraps around, Initiates Norland and Houston could be in trouble.
What was the deal with those mutants, though?
They seemed delirious. A lack of food, light, water, space, if we can. It would be safer to take them down from a distance. But protecting the other initiates takes first priority.
I trust your leadership, Knight. We couldn't have known this would happen.
I appreciate that. But I made a mistake. I made a premature assumption that the area was safe. We have to do everything we can to make sure the initiates don't pay for it. Hold on. I'm receiving a message. We have to find them. Move out!
Alright, and there's Initiate Norland.
Norland! No!
Let's see how different this is now.
This shouldn't have happened. Norland was confident. Maybe too confident. Despite my orders, he may have tried to fight. And Houston. She would have... This is my responsibility.
Are you okay?
I swore to myself I'd never let this happen again. After you put your faith in me at the transmitter, I wouldn't be able to fault you for doubting me now. But I'm not important right now. We have to find Initiate Houston.
Okay, so it's just... So far, it's just minor changes in dialogue. What do you mean you wouldn't let this happen again?
Back when we fought those raiders on the expedition route. When we lost Knight Connors and so many others. My decisions played a part in what happened that day. I swore to never make a mistake like that again. To never lose lives like that again.
I still believe in you, Knight.
Everything I do is for the good of humanity. I want to create a safe society again. To live and work side by side, as it should be. But those ideals are for nothing if I can't protect the people who believe in me. I have to do right by them.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Initiate Houston can't be far. Search for a trail. Initiate Houston.
Wait! Don't come any closer! I triggered some kind of trap. If I move, then just get away from here. I can't let anyone else.
My armor can take the blast. Cover your head!
What? No! Don't! Knight! No. No way all of this happened because of me. I won't run away anymore. I won't. There are more mutants. We have to fight.
Let's kill some mutants.
Knight Shin! Are you alright?
Don't worry about me. The power armor isn't just for show.
You're still badly injured. Without the power armor, you'd be dead. I'm so sorry.
This isn't the time for apologies. Put your training to work.
Right. You're right. I need to check your vitals.
We can't let this distract us from the mission. While Initiate Houston is busy, you need to search the area. Find out if this is truly the source of the attacks. I suspect we haven't killed our last mutants yet.
I'll search the area.
Be thorough. All this gore could easily cover up something important. What have you found?
Found this Pip-Boy.
A Pip-Boy?
Maybe the mutants ate a Vault Dweller. Sorry. That was insensitive. I'm glad it wasn't you.
We should have Scribe Valdez determine the origin of the Pip-Boy. Maybe the mutants took up residence in a vault. Go ahead and take the Pip-Boy tour. Initiate Houston will patch me up here before we return to Fort Atlas. And we'll give Initiate Norland a proper burial.
Sure you don't need any help?
Normally, I would tell you that the pity isn't necessary. But I think camaraderie is what we need to grow stronger. I'm in good hands with Initiate Houston. I'll see you when we get back to the fort.
Alright, I'll take the Pip-Boy to Fort Atlas.
Good work. We fought in honorable service to the Brotherhood. All of us. Ad Victorium.
Ad victory. Found some research notes at AMS.
AMS? Those headquarters had been a point of interest to the Brotherhood for a long time. I see Marsha was not shy in sharing our intel. Shin is going to freak when he hears of this. Very interesting research on the effects of heated ultrasight on the human body. Horrendous that they were performing these secret experiments, though. We'll learn what we can from this. Thank you.
So I had that last time, but I just didn't see the opportunity to hand it over, I guess. There was this letter from someone named B.
This letter is concerning. While Marsha wasn't missing, it seems that these Hellcat mercenaries and the Blue Ridge Caravan Company are both involved in the other disappearances. Please, take this to Romani as soon as you can. She'll want to hear about this.
Okay, so that completes missing persons. There was really no
Speak the
difference
words of
in
wisdom,
this
Initiate?
quest, regardless of which side you chose.
Order, learning, protection.
And next, well, let's see.
Maybe I'll go see what Marsha's
Up next, we got Out of the Blue, which is the one where we go with Paladin and Romani to go search for the missing people of Appalachia at the Blue Ridge Caravan Company. This one should be interesting because we actually have... last time it was a lot more friendly than it probably will be this time, but we'll find out.
I understand your frustration, Mr. Knapp. Finding everyone that has gone missing is my top priority, but we need more evidence before we can act.
Evidence? Well, what more do you need, huh? Are you saying my Cassie is a liar?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Initiate. Excellent timing. There's something we should discuss. Mr. Knapp here has come to us with another missing persons case.
My niece Cassie. Cassie Holloway. She paid some caravan and folk to help her travel here from out west. Sent me some letters just before she set out. Them letters arrived just fine, but she didn't. I went and spoke with them caravanners, and they tell me that my Cassie never set out with them at all. Those, Blue Mountain what's-its,
The Blue Ridge Caravan Company.
Blue Ridge? I found a letter saying the mercenaries would acquire people from them.
Really? This letter said they would acquire more people from Blue Ridge? Interesting. This is the first real lead we've found, and it connects directly with what Mr. Knapp is reporting. I actually had my own suspicions about the organization, but this information certainly tips the scales.
What made you suspicious of Blue Ridge?
I've made several attempts to contact the Blue Ridge Caravan Company in hopes of trading supplies. They turn me down. Every time. I understand that the Brotherhood can be an intimidating presence, and the West Virginia chapter didn't exactly leave behind a shining legacy, but I think we've shown we have Appalachia's safety and security at heart. Yet they remain unwilling to even speak. I find it suspicious. During our travels, we found that a caravan group was just as often a cover for slavers and raiders. The friendly guys for rolling through towns. I didn't suspect Blue Ridge of such at first. But their repeated refusal to talk, Mr. Knapp's story, and this letter are simply too much to ignore.
Okay, what's next?
We need to investigate this Blue Ridge Caravan Company immediately. Well, they have an office at the west end of the Big Bend Tunnel. Initiate! I'd like you to meet me there. But try not to attract too much attention either. If they realize we're in the Brotherhood, they may clam up.
I don't take orders from you, Romani, remember?
Fine. Don't see it as orders. See it as helping the people of Appalachia. I assume, regardless of where you and I stand, we remain united in the duty of helping others. There are lives at risk here. It can't be ignored.
Fine, I'll see you there.
Thank you, Initiate. Ad Victoriam. Ah, there you are, Initiate. Friend. Sorry for the informality, but we should keep a low profile. Don't want to spook anyone that might be listening in.
Sure thing, Layla.
Huh. Don't get too used to that. But listen, I was hoping we could talk for a few minutes before we head upstairs. Let me buy you a drink. What do you say?
Sure, I could use a drink.
Great. Take a seat.
Oh boy, a customer! What can I get for you?
Just a Nuka-Cola, please.
One of America's finest? Coming right up. Okay, here you go. Enjoy.
Huh. A fine choice. Salomati, my friend.
So, about you and Knight Shin.
Oh, I'd rather not ruin this. I just need a brief moment where I'm not a paladin to a headstrong, self-righteous, mutinous knight.
What made you join the Brotherhood?
That's interesting phrasing. Join. Never really thought about it that way. I was already in the National Guard, helping people, maintaining peace. That was my life. The Brotherhood didn't feel like a new organization. It felt like regrouping with my people. A return to form. Maybe some ranks and verbiage changed, but the heart of it was there. I'm not sure I even gave it a second thought.
Sounds like it was a good fit.
It was. Even knowing what I know now, I have no regrets. They were my people, my comrades. But things changed as time rolled on. As I'm sure you know, the views of the elders and I differed greatly. Sometimes I think... No, I'm certain that I was selected for this mission in order to remove my perspective and influence. The elders saw my pull and experience as a threat and knew I would never align with their goals. What better way to prevent my meddling than to send me packing on a cross-country venture? I often wonder if they ever expected me to report in at all. To make it here alive. Joke's on them, I guess.
A while ago you mentioned another knight. Connors?
Alan Connors. That's right. Dear, dear friend. The two of us were from the same unit in the National Guard. Alan had been my rock through every storm I weathered. We survived the bombs together, joined the Brotherhood together. He was more than my right hand. He was really a lifelong companion. I'd never really considered a world without him. Not just to me either. To both Valdez and Shin. He was like a big brother. Even a father. He was always there for them. That's the part that gets to me. He was an important person to damn near everyone. It's what makes his absence hurt even more.
Seems like he was a great man.
Indeed. He was the bedrock of this team. And things were never the same with Shin from then on. When we lost Alan, Shin stepped up to take on many of his responsibilities. On top of the grief, that must have been a lot to handle. It led him to fall back on what he knows. On rules and doctrine. He doesn't trust anyone else to help him see beyond that. Not like he trusted Alan. And because of me, because of a call I made, we all lost him. I know Shin will never forgive me for it.
Reckless decisions like that put everyone at risk.
I'll let that one slide, since we're off duty, so to speak. But don't for a minute think that you're in a position to lecture me on the responsibilities of my station. If anything, I fought against my better instincts and went with a plan that I myself doubted. But that kind of reflection is fruitless. I made the final call. The burden lies on my shoulders. I hope, at least, you can start to see things from my perspective more. To understand why I make the choices I make.
Let's finish with a toast.
I think that's a fine idea. To whom?
To Knight Shin.
Ah, you really know how to twist the knife. But yes, to Daniel Shin. May he see a speedy recovery. Bisalamati. Now, on to business. Let's head upstairs. And remember to keep a low profile. We're just a pair of friendly traders looking for potential business.
Pull out your decoder rings, kids. It's detective time.
I see. That's concerning. Wait a moment. This name. I know this name. I think I've seen enough. Initiate, we should discuss our findings. Well, it seems like Cassie was indeed a part of this caravan group, but I think it'd be a good idea to step through the evidence together. I may have been assuming too much about Blue Ridge's involvement. I'd like to be on the same page, so where would you like to start?
Let's discuss why they were camping in the first place.
Yes. It would seem this was a routine trip, until the end. Something kept them here, and forced them to set up camp so close to home.
Red Storm forced them to stay here overnight. They were vulnerable.
That's right. The storm forced them to bunk down. They were an extra large group, too, with only one guard. Sitting ducks.
We should talk about how they went missing.
Indeed. It looks like we have a clear account of their last moments here.
An armed group of strangers showed up.
That was my take as well. Based on Cassie's description and the letter you found earlier, we can assume they were these Hellcat mercenaries. The total number of people they've abducted, though, is staggering. Nearly 15 in this trip alone.
Let's go over the names on the manifest.
Right, the manifest. One name in particular really stood out to me. Did you notice it?
Dr. Blackburn.
That's right. Dr. Blackburn. Not only was he present on multiple trips, but Cassie makes mention of him speaking with the armed strangers. Likely these Hellcat mercenaries you've dealt with. I imagine Dr. Blackburn was the one employing them. I knew the name sounded familiar. I had read it in Shin's report of your very first assignment with us. Think back, Initiate. Do you recall why Dr. Blackburn had been seeking our assistance?
He was seeking assistance with experiments to help humanity.
That's right. Dr. Blackburn was seeking assistance with his experiments. Something about curing diseases and helping people. I suspected it was too good to be true, and the evidence here certainly doesn't look promising. But could he really be kidnapping people?
Looks like we've got our answer.
Indeed we do. Dr. Blackburn was hiring these Hellcat mercenaries to kidnap people from this route. It would appear they were cautious at first, but took advantage of a radstorm to steal away an entire group. An unfortunate end, but there's still hope of finding them. The only thing left is to report back our findings and determine Blackburn's location. You were an excellent partner in this, Initiate. This has been a humbling experience. I do believe we make a pretty great team.
I appreciate you owning up to your mistakes. Maybe I've been wrong about you.
Well, part of me wants to encourage you to follow your gut, even if that means disapproving of me. But if I've learned anything from this, it's allowing for the patients to find the objective truth of the matter. Something I, perhaps, have been lacking. It's something that I know I need to improve upon, not just as leader of the Brotherhood, but as a person. And hopefully, to begin earning back your trust. Anyway, we should get back to Atlas and report what we found. If we can determine where Blackburn took this group, we may be able to track down Cassie, and perhaps countless others. I'll meet you there. Good work, Initiate. Ares, I owe you an apology. My rash behavior was unfitting of my position, and frankly, unfair to you.
Water under the bridge. All of my best friendships start with misplaced suspicion of mass kidnapping.
I will take your word for it. I am sorry either way.
If you really want to make it up to me, I've heard you guys have some killer rocket launchers to spare.
Absolutely not.
Alright, well, there was nothing actually all that different about that. A couple of little interactions there where we were basically warming up to her or shying away from her, but nothing really relating to... nothing huge changing there. Alright, back to Fort Atlas.
Even so, I think we can both agree this isn't something we can ignore.
Between what we learned at AMS and the journal we recovered from Harper's Ferry, this is big.
If this is the source of the super mutant threat, I'm prepared to support any action to end it.
Initiate. Good timing.
I can't believe he just walked in here. He must have been at work even then.
I'm disappointed in myself. I let him get away.
The arrogance he must have had to come here, knowing what he was doing. Unbelievable.
The question facing us now is how to find him and the people who've been taken. Lucky for us, Scribe Valdez has made a discovery of her own while we were away.
That's right. Remember the Pip-Boy you found in the Uncanny Caverns? It took a while to crack the encryption, but I've unlocked it. It came from Vault 96.
How is this related to the abductions?
Well, we're not sure it is.
What we do know is that we have a definitive lead to follow. The super mutant threat takes priority. If we find the missing civilians in the process, so much the better. But we cannot ignore this lead either way.
Unsurprisingly, Knight Shin and I don't see eye to eye on this. Fortunately, in this case, we don't have to. I think they're connected. A vault would be a great place to hide abductees. The Pip-Boy might even have come from someone that escaped. Investigating the vault is our best lead for either mystery, and maybe an answer to both.
Then we're agreed. The vault will be your next target. Scribe Valdez will accompany you. A vault is a potential trove of exactly the kind of technology the Brotherhood is meant to catalog and secure.
I've marked Vault 96 on your map. We don't know what we're walking into, or even how we'll get in, to be honest. We'll need to be cautious.
So, what's the plan?
Step 1 is finding a way in. You'll take point. Based on other vaults we found crossing the country, the vault should have an emergency transponder. Once you've secured the entrance, the controls for the transponder are usually there near the main door. Activate it to give the all clear and I'll follow you in.
Sounds good to me.
I'm glad to hear it. It's a good plan, and I think we're all in agreement on this one. Find any evidence you can about the missing people and any connection to the super mutants. If Blackburn is there, I want him taken alive. If he really is behind the abductions, he needs to answer for his crimes. You have your orders, Initiate. Good luck. Dismissed.
Okay. Don't think there's anything
Here to
different
lend a
here,
hand?
so we're gonna zoom through this next little part here.
I am at your disposal, then.
You can head out. I'll radio for a team to secure the site and get the prisoners to safety. Then bring Blackburn back to the fort. I'm sure the others are going to have a lot of questions for him. Good work, Initiate. I'm glad you were here.
Okay, so
Give me
that
what you
completes
will.
this quest again.
It will change nothing.
Now we're gonna get into where things actually start changing. Let's get back to Fort Atlas.
I have been fully compliant with your questioning. Threats are not required.
With everything you've done, you're lucky I'm only threatening you right now.
Please, this argument is getting us nowhere.
Initiate, you're back. Maybe you can help me talk some sense into Romani here. We've been going over what happened at Vault 96 and interrogating our prisoner. This smug monster is practically bragging about torture and unleashing horrors on the world. And Romani is treating him with kid gloves.
I am not bragging. What I have done was necessary. I take no pride in those terrible acts. I will have to live with the shame of them forever. That weight does not, however, diminish that the ends were worth the means. You will learn that soon enough. My colleagues will see that our creation, a vast improvement on the FEV, is distributed shortly.
Do you see? The arrogance, the self-justification. We should end him and be done with it.
I've seen his idea of acceptable costs. Nothing justifies it.
If all he had done was create more super mutants, I would agree. The Scribe's report just adds more crimes to the list.
It's not that simple. Preventing Dr. Blackburn's associates from taking this horror any further must be our priority. And we may need the doctor to convince them.
Where are these associates?
My colleagues have a laboratory hidden beneath the headquarters of my former employer, West Tech. We intend to correct the FEV's mistakes at their birthplace. Poetically appropriate, would you not agree?
Sounds like Westek is where we need to go.
Yes. If the doctor's associates are preparing to distribute the virus, we have to put our emotions aside here and get to them before they can. Blackburn's punishment, whatever its form, can wait until Appalachia is safe. Head to West Tech. Find and secure the entrance to this lab, and we'll follow behind.
I don't like this, Romani. We should be done with him here and now and level this laboratory. This is just like what Elder Maxim faced at Mariposa. Or have you forgotten?
Elder Maxon came to regret acting rashly there. Or have you forgotten?
If they've already begun producing the virus, blowing up the place could just help spread it. We'll need to be a bit more delicate than that.
Very well. If Blackburn is coming with us, I will be watching him. Perhaps he can provide leverage against his fellow lunatics.
If I can prevent further loss of life, I will.
Then it's decided. Initiate, head for West Tech. We've no time to lose. See you there.
Okay. Nothing's changed so far in terms of consequences of this whole thing. Let's get over to West Tech. Alright, mercenaries are defeated. Brothers should be incoming.
Stay where we can see you, Doctor.
No need for that, Toe. I have not run away thus far, have I?
Enough, Shin. Let's catch up with our vanguard.
So many microscopes. I love it. Alright, now unfortunately, they seal up all the area past this point after this mission.
Are we secure, Initiate?
There were some Hellcat mercenaries guarding the place. They weren't interested in talking.
The Hellcats were likely here to protect Blackburn's associates from the super mutants above.
Should we expect any further resistance?
I am not aware of the details of the defensive measures my colleagues may have taken. I would not, however, expect them to tolerate trespassers.
We should keep moving.
As you wish. I am your prisoner, after all. I have little choice in the matter.
Let's not waste any more time.
Certainly.
Let's move out. Eyes open.
Edgar, who are these people? What happened to the guards?
The guards are dead, Dr. Farhan. This is the Brotherhood of Steel. I have been their guest since they discovered our project. Regrettably, they object to what we are doing.
We will not be intimidated. This facility is secure. You can't get to us. We will finish our work.
You can't possibly release the FEV on the population again. You know what it did last time.
This isn't the Huntersville strain. Dr. Blackburn has purified the virus of its considerable defects.
We've made something wonderful out of something horrible. We're helping people this time.
So you're just gonna repeat Huntersville all over again?
Of course not. What West Tech did was a terrible mistake. An affront to science. They didn't care who they hurt. And they did it just to see what happened. We're trying to help people. This will make people safe again.
Dr. Jane is enthusiastic, but it's true. We are not doing this just to satisfy our curiosity.
We're advancing science itself. The cost doesn't matter. No offense to Dr. Jane, but West Tech wasn't doing science. They were only burning ants with a magnifying glass by comparison.
But you haven't tested it. How can you know?
We've run the simulations. All three of us triple-checked the models and compared to prior experimental data.
We're confident in the formulation.
You know what they say? Human testing is the best testing. A large-scale release will provide a representative sample. Science needs vision, like Dr. Blackburn's, like ours. Let's not let testing hold us back.
Wow. Okay. Have you actually had any successes? All I've seen are monstrosities and corpses.
Well, no. Not as such, but...
Of course we have. Experimentation has identified the key flaws in the original strain. Iterative testing has pinpointed the defective genetic sequences, and we've corrected them in each case.
You admit it's untested, and that you've had no successful trials. You know you can't release it.
Well, sure. It might seem hasty, but...
Don't be such a pushover, Janie.
No, wait. I've also had my doubts. Perhaps we should discuss this after all.
I can see you're troubled. You know what you're doing isn't right. Let's talk through this. We can come to an agreement.
I want to avoid violence. But that's always on the table, as long as you hold Dr. Blackburn hostage. Let him go. Please, let him go or we will cut off this negotiation and proceed with our plans.
I am afraid you will have to give in on this one. If you truly want to stop our distribution process, I advise you to listen to the doctor's entreaties.
Is this some kind of joke?
It is no joke at all. Allow me to explain. My colleagues could not stop production if they tried. It requires a code. I am the only one who knows the code. I set this plan in motion, and I am the only one who can stop it.
Is this true, Edgar?
You'll have to forgive Dr. Farha. She did not know. I added this functionality to our distribution program. As insurance, you might say.
Boy, that's handy, huh?
So there you have it. I am willing to help you in exchange for sparing my colleagues' lives. But you will have to let me in there with them.
No way. I'm not letting you just waltz in there alone.
Then you are free to enjoy the view as my colleagues distribute our creation among the populace.
I don't like it either. But what other option do we have? If we do nothing, the outcome will be just as catastrophic.
Dr. Farha, please permit me inside as a sign of good faith from the Brotherhood. I am certain we can negotiate a peaceful resolution and perhaps preserve our work at the same time.
All right. I'm registering you for the security grid. Just you.
With your leave.
Don't make this worse.
This is a mistake.
Man, what is with the camera?
Now that that is over with, Nellie, prep the test chamber. They want proof of our success. I will give it to them myself.
Edgar, wait!
You lied to us.
Only partially. A code is required. My helping you is not. It is only natural that I use wit to resolve such a situation in my favor. If your life was on the line, you would have done the same.
Edgar, please. Let's talk about this.
You've signed your death warrant, Blackburn.
I will test the sample on myself and be proof of our achievement. Anything you do to me after does not matter. I'm going in. Ready the tag.
We should have executed him when we had the chance.
Now is not the time. We've got to find a way in quickly. There's no time to waste.
All right.
We need to come to an agreement. I won't stand for impulsive violence.
What are you proposing we do again?
The scientists are to return to Fort Atlas with us and work alongside Scribe Valdez on a new project that we all agree upon. These are smart people. They just need to be pointed in the right direction. They could still do a lot for humanity.
Don't you think the scientists' methods were unforgivable?
Their methods were cruel and wrong. But no one is beyond forgiveness. What matters is what they do from today onward. Let's give them a chance to make things right.
What if Night Shin won't agree?
Then we must stand up for what we believe. We will not allow Shin to create a hateful brotherhood which passes judgment as it sees fit. This is human life we're talking about. Haven't enough died already?
I can't agree with you, Paladin. Night Shin wants to prevent further disaster.
You really believe that, don't you? And the other initiates. They were trained by Shin, indoctrinated with the Elder's values. Perhaps transforming the Brotherhood is no longer possible after all.
Okay, I understand your stance.
I hope you can see what we need to do here. What we need to do for the Brotherhood.
Those who commit crimes against humanity must be punished. It wouldn't be right to let them run free. Not to the people they killed, and not to the people they could kill in the future. The Brotherhood of Steel must protect the future of Appalachia, and of the world.
You really won't accept any option besides execution?
I don't see what other option there is. As I stated before, they're too dangerous to hold prisoner. So we either ignore the danger, or eradicate it.
Don't you think you're being a little dogmatic?
Whether I'm being dogmatic or not is irrelevant. My goal is to find a solution to a threat, and I don't see you offering any other suggestions.
What if you can't get Paladin and Romani to agree?
It hasn't been a matter of if for some time now. Only a matter of when. I'm fully prepared to uphold the integrity of the Brotherhood, in whatever way Romani makes necessary.
Earlier, Paladin Romani mentioned a mistake you made. What was that about?
That is none of your concern.
How long do you intend to sweep it under the rug like nothing happened? You're torturing yourself, Shin, and they deserve to know.
Maybe so. But this is neither the time nor the place for this discussion.
Shin, you owe it to yourself to admit that you made a mistake. Stop crumbling under the guilt and just accept it.
For those I failed then, and those I've failed since, for them, I have to do better. The raiders on the expedition route, Romani decided we would stay and fight them. But giving the order to distribute the weapons to the settlers there, it was my idea. I wanted to give them a chance. But I got them killed instead.
Okay, I understand what happened now.
Then I hope you'll also take away the same lesson that I did.
Alright, I understand your stance.
This is bigger than all of us. I hope you understand that.
Okay, big decision point here.
What questions do you have for me? Or has your party made a decision?
I think we're ready to proceed with the decision.
And what has your organization decided?
Knight Shin is right. You should be executed.
Please, spare my associates. I take full responsibility for their actions.
There's no need. You're coming back to Fort Atlas with us.
No! I won't stand for your coercion any longer. Your righteous crusade has gone too far. You are no paladin of the Brotherhood. You haven't been since you destroyed that transmitter. Your reign is over. The initiative's with me. Step aside and let us do what's necessary.
I guess the Elder's grip is tighter than I can break after all. I tried to make you see reason. But after all this, you remain their lapdogs. The Brotherhood can't be changed after all. I will have to start anew elsewhere.
Are you really going to leave?
I have to follow my convictions. I should have known that a stilted organization like the Brotherhood would never provide the outreach the world needs.
We're not a charity. We're protectors. Sometimes we have to do things that are difficult in the best interest of everyone else. Carry out the sentence.
I can't watch this. Farewell.
Please! We are mere scientists!
They're murderers. Make sure they can never kill again.
Phew. Yes, sir.
No, you've gotta be kidding me.
Please.
It's done. Return to Fort Atlas. Then we can discuss everything that's happened.
Well, I didn't like that. I mean, these people were monsters, but I still didn't like actually doing that. Okay, back to Fort Atlas. Let's see how different this medal ceremony is compared to the one with Paladin Romani. See if there's anybody different here.
Initiates and others, I have several announcements to make. First and foremost, the mutant threat has been removed at its source. This could not have been done without the exceptional service of everyone present. You may have noticed that Romani is not the one making this announcement. That is because her values and those of the Brotherhood can no longer be reconciled. Romani betrayed the Brotherhood code when she cut us off from the Elders. Today, her misconduct took the form of refusing to punish the criminals behind the mutant threat and the countless deaths it caused. She couldn't bear the weight of justice on her shoulders, and thus chose to walk her own path. In exile, Romani put her personal morals above the cornerstone of duty, time and time again. Her irresponsibility threatened to shake apart the foundation of order that allows us to be an effective force of action. But however misguided her decisions were, Romani always acted with the intent to help humanity. If we are to retain anything from her leadership, let it be that. The Brotherhood of Steel seeks to forge a lasting future. We must be humanity's strength. Strength to eliminate threats, overt and covert. Strength to keep dangerous technologies safe. Strength to make the decisions that no one else wants to make. We are humanity's rock, standing against the harsh enemies of war, disease, and time. We must not falter. Ad Victoriam! There is one more thing to address before we disband. Initiates are the future of the Brotherhood. Induction into our order is an honor that should not be taken lightly. Among an initiate's most important responsibilities is to understand and commit themselves wholly to the principles of the order. I've come to understand that one initiate will never be able to meet this goal. They have other important responsibilities in Appalachia. I've decided to grant a title that can account for this caveat, while still acknowledging their exceptional contributions to the Brotherhood. Come, stand between Scribe Valdez and I.
You got it. I will note that there was definitely more of a cheer there than the murmuring when Knight Shin left.
For outstanding contributions to the Brotherhood mission as an outside party, I hereby confer on you the permanent title of Knight Errant. A unique Brotherhood title with special privileges is an acknowledgement of the highest honor. May it serve as an inspiration for the rest of you. Dismissed.
Alright, now we get to talk to them and see what they're thinking.
So, Paladin Romani is gone. I can't believe it. I wanted to be optimistic about their conflict, right up until the end. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like maybe this was inevitable. If only there was more I could have done. Well, both of them would die for their beliefs. At least this way they can pursue those beliefs separately, rather than killing each other over them.
It's unfortunate things turned out this way.
It is. But at least you and I are still here. Through everything, we made it. That's something we can be grateful for. So don't be a stranger. You have the freedom to go anywhere. But remember, you're a part of our Brotherhood now. You'll always have a home here.
So, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to keep doing my job. With one officer down, there's going to be a lot of slack to pick up. There's still a lot more I'd like to see out there, but right now, I need to support the Brotherhood.
How do you think the Brotherhood will fare with its new leader?
I think it might start feeling a little more like back home, with the Elders. We're going to have a lot of work to do to make things safer in Appalachia. Without Paladin Romani to counter his priorities, Knight Shin will have a plan laid out in no time.
Thanks for everything you've done.
Don't mention it. As the resident scribe, it's my job to keep things functioning around here.
Until next time.
Until next time.
She definitely seems more sure about the future of the Order with Knight Shin in charge.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. What are we gonna do? Who's gonna handle everything? Who's gonna lead the recruits? What am I gonna do? Oh gosh.
Deep breaths, Susan. Deep breaths.
Okay, I think I'm alright. I don't do well with really big changes. I think I need some time to process this. I'm gonna sit down.
Alright. Russell Dorsey.
Congratulations on your promotion. Really? Just happened? I knew things between the higher-ups were shaky, but I didn't think one of them would actually leave. Especially not Paladin Romani. She was so passionate about our cause. I really believed in her. It's going to be hard getting used to this.
It's for the better. Knight Shin is going to pull the Brotherhood back in line.
Yeah, I know he will. And it's only right for a military organization. Following protocol. Getting back in contact with the Elders. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about losing our spark. You know, Paladin Romani's commitment to helping people. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. See you around, Knight Errant.
We owe this victory to you, Knight Errant.
Oh yeah, by the way, I got Marty Putnam instead of his brother. The other character, I got the guy that's described. This guy I got as the knight.
Haha, Knight Errant. That's such a cool title.
Everything going all right with training, Marty? Have they made you an initiate yet?
Nope. Still training. I figure there's probably other recruits in line ahead of me, but I'm working on it. Oh, with Knight Shin in charge now, I'm gonna be drilling. I'm gonna be training. Training, drilling, maybe, all day long. Very exciting.
It's been an honor to serve with you.
What's your take on the Brotherhood now, after everything's happened?
Oh, I'm as convinced as ever this was the right place for me. It's sad what happened with Paladin Romani. You know, I wish she would have come around. But Knight Shin was right.
Congratulations on
And it's right that he's in charge now. The Brotherhood's gonna be strong under his watch. I know it.
Take care of yourself, Marty. I'll talk to you later.
Ad Victoriam, Knight Errant. Oh, man. You gotta admit, that's a sweet title.
Knight Errant. It's been an honor to serve with you.
What's an errant?
Alright, so we actually didn't talk to his counterpart in the other video. In fact, there's probably more people that we can talk about, or talk to this about. How about Marcia?
Hey!
How do you feel about Shin being in charge?
Just what we all need. A militant asshat in charge. Obviously, you can tell I'm not Shin's biggest fan.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause I'm his biggest fan.
At least one of us is happy about it.
How have things been for you at Fort Atlas?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually starting to like it here. I do miss Pierce, Sheena, and Burke, though. I hope that they're staying safe. The loss of my mother still hurts, but I know now the Brotherhood isn't solely to blame. Thanks for showing me a different perspective.
I have to go.
See ya!
And
we owe
let's
this
try
victory to you, Knight Errant.
Ramirez.
Did you need something?
How's Marcia been doing?
She has been in better spirits than I've ever seen her. I might even say that she's starting to enjoy her time here. Hey, who knows? Maybe she'll even join the Brotherhood one day. We'd be an even better organization with her in it.
How do you feel about having Knight Shin in charge?
Knight Shin is a tough man and follows the rules without any leeway. I was raised to respect authority figures, and I will continue to follow orders regardless of who they're from. I just hope that he focuses more on rebuilding society and becomes more approachable. I fear people become less accepting of the Brotherhood under his command. He's not the easiest person to get used to.
I gotta go.
See you around.
Alright, no one else special, so let's talk to Knight Shin.
I trust the title change didn't come as too much of a surprise. It's unorthodox. But you're an exception I had to acknowledge to prevent confusion among the other initiates.
Good call. So does this mean I can't get promoted anymore?
For the time being, yes. Though it's worth noting that this title doesn't have precedent. So if things were to change in the future, so could our definition.
So what's going to happen to the Brotherhood now?
A lot of reorganization. As much as I'd like to start scouting for another transmitter today, things around here will fall apart if we don't fill the space Romani left first.
How are you feeling about everything?
I'm feeling like there's a lot of work to do. Right. You're probably asking about the emotional strain of Romani's. I think this is about as good as things could have turned out. It helps that I had someone to back me up, so thank you.
Well, my business at Fort Atlas is done for now, so I'm heading out.
Good work out there. The Brotherhood won't forget it. Ad Victoriam.
Alright, so that completes the catalyst the other way. I mean, it's funny because both sides, except for the execution, feel like they could be the right ending. I mean, this way it seems like things are more stable. The other way things seem like there's potentially a brighter future with more like inclusion and more science and stuff like that. But again, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how both of these things evolve going forward. I mean, Paladin Romani is still out there. She's not actually on her way back to California like Knight Shin is if Romani takes over. One thing I want to check real quick, because I didn't get the opportunity to, because I didn't even really think about it. Let's go check out with the other character if we can talk to his brother and to Marcia and see how they feel about how these things are. Anyway, let's go check that out. Alright, so
protect and preserve.
This is the reality where Romani's still around, so let's talk to these folks we talked to last time. That's weird. Russell Dorsey was outside too. Okay.
Paladin Romani and you will forge a new future for us, Knight Errant.
Let's talk to Ramirez.
Did you need something?
Are you glad it's still Romani in charge?
I've always liked Paladin Romani, and she's focused on helping people. Her charismatic and optimistic nature makes it easier for the Brotherhood to continue to exist in Appalachia.
Okay.
See you around.
Let's see.
Great.
Oh, Houston. Let's see. How are these scientists doing? It looks like they're maybe settling in over here. Let's see if we can actually talk to them now.
Scribe Valdez is an excellent supervisor. I have every confidence our work will proceed smoothly.
Okay.
Never forget the heroes of Fort Defiance.
You got it.
Bet you can't recite pi to 1,000 digits.
I'm sure that that comes in handy a lot. Dr. Jane.
Thank you for sparing us. The Brotherhood's mercy will not go to waste.
I sincerely hope not. I really didn't feel good about that execution. Let's see. Still need to talk to Marcia. She's probably downstairs. And whatever that potential scribe's name is, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Let's head downstairs and see if we can find him. Well, there's Marcia.
Nice. Hey.
What's up, Knight Errant?
What do you think about Romani staying in charge?
Well, I think the best chance the Brotherhood has at reaching some sort of truce with the Raiders is with Romani. Then again, she is pretty self-righteous and still needs to learn to live and let live.
Okay.
See ya!
And we still
Why
need
did I
to
say
talk
that?
to, again, the other brother. Ah, here he is, Colin Putnam.
Oh, hello again. Hello, Knight Errant.
How's the training going, Colin? Did they make you an initiate yet?
No, still in training. With everything that happened, it really put the brakes on the process, you know? Nobody knew who to listen to. Except maybe Scribe Valdez. Now that Knight Shin's gone, I hope things will move forward, for all of us.
How do you feel about the Brotherhood now, with everything that's happened?
This schism hurt. It hurt us personally to conflict with one another, and it hurt the Brotherhood. But we can move forward now. The Paladin's the right leader for us. She can build something for Appalachia that Knight Shin couldn't.
I have to go. See you around, Colin.
Take care of yourself, Knight Errant. Ad Victoriam.
So again, it seems like both of these could potentially be the good ending. It's just the summary execution of the science team that really makes the other one feel like the evil ending. And along
Here to
with
lend
that,
a hand?
the fact that it seems like Paladin Romani will have the best interest of the people at heart, while Knight Shin seems like he'd rather have the best interest of the technology at heart. Alright, well, this has been the Resolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.